So I just rewatched the Hannah Montana movie, and like the main bad guy is like a reporter from Britain, and he has these two daughters, and the whole entire movie I was like, one of those girls looks really familiar. And like a week before I had rewatched Stranger Things. So toward the end of the movie, there's a shot of her where she turns her face like completely towards the camera basically. And I was just like, it's Nancy. It was Nancy from Stranger Things. It was that actress. Nancy from Stranger Things was in the Hannah Montana movie. I have not posted a video in like a year. I got no explanation. It's just, yep. In the past 6 months though, I do have an excuse because I was at makeup artistry school. And that means that I know what the heck I'm doing. And I can prove it to you because I have a degree. This is my diploma from my school, master in makeup artistry. So fancy. This just certifies that I know what the heck I'm talking about. So today, I have not a tutorial. This is a video for special effects tips and tricks. And some of these I would hope that some FX artists already know. At least FX artists that are working in the industry. I know some of these, you don't see them on YouTube at all, so I wanted to put them out there in the world. Only a few tips and tricks though, because I did not spend all that money on makeup school just to teach it to everybody on the internet for free. Go to makeup school. It's actually really fun. I think it's very beneficial to anybody who wants to become a makeup artist, whether you want to do beauty, production, or special effects. I did all 3 of those. That's what master's program means. It means that I'm a master of all types of makeup artistry, and every single type of makeup artistry is so much fun. So I would really recommend going to makeup school, because then you can be like me and you can know what the heck you're talking about. So yeah. Number 1, you can use a syringe to get blood exactly where you want to put it. I've got a syringe right here. It is not a syringe that has a needle in it. Not have a needle in it, and you just pull it out of here, put the tube back inside, and then you can squirt it exactly where you want to put it. It does have numeral markings on it with lines if you want to fill it up to an exact point. 2, you can use hand sanitizer to clean your brushes that have been stained by alcohol-activated paints. So you're gonna need a brush that has been stained with alcohol paints. I had plenty on hand, but I chose this one. You're gonna need hand sanitizer, and you're gonna need a little dish to put it inside. You're gonna squeeze the hand sanitizer into the bowl and then start swirling the brush around the hand sanitizer. And you can see this is in real time. I'm just swirling my brush around in the hand sanitizer, and all that red is coming off of the brush. The reason it's coming off so well is because the alcohol in the hand sanitizer is activating the alcohol in the paints that are left on the brush, and it's allowing it to come off of the brush. And now you can see the bristles are a lot cleaner than they were before. You can start to see that the bristles used to be like a white tan color. So I'm just wiping the excess off on a paper towel, and that seems to be good enough for me. Now I can switch colors without the colors mixing. You can use latex on an orange to get a skin texturing tool. My instructor actually showed me this to get a bone texture, but if you get an orange that has like a lot of pores in it, and then brush latex on the top of it, you peel it off and you can push it into clay to make it into a skin texturing tool. Okay, so for this one you're going to need that dish again, filled up with liquid latex. You're going to need an orange, obviously. You're going to need a wedge sponge, and you're going to need a Diet Coke, because that's obviously essential to what we're doing. Hashtag not sponsored. Okay, look at each side of your orange. Learn it, live it, love it. Pick a spot on your orange that has no imperfections on it and just looks a lot like skin texture. I seem to have chosen this spot on my orange. So I'm going to set it in my little cup holder thing because it conveniently fit there. And then I'm going to take my latex on my sponge and stipple it onto my orange. The reason you want to stipple the latex into the orange is so that you can press the latex into all the pores, so that you can capture all the details, so that when you press the tool into the clay, it really looks like skin. Then you're going to take a hairdryer and dry it, and then once it becomes clear, or at least almost clear, then you can move on to the next layer, and you're going to keep on doing this until it's really, really thick. You want to do many, many, many layers of latex. The first time I did this technique, I maybe did only about 8 or 10 layers, and my instructor told me that it was way too thin. The tool still worked, but it didn't work that well, and then I made another one and I made it way thicker and it worked way better, so I really recommend making it very thick. So this is just sped up footage of me piling on the latex, making the tool a lot thicker. I probably should have done way more layers than I actually did, but just for the sake of time and for the sake of the video, I stopped where I did. Here's some footage of how thick I made it. That's just where I decided to stop. You should probably make it a lot thicker than this. I let it sit out to dry for a while, and when it was completely dry, I came back to it and I peeled it off the orange. And now if I press this into some clay, I can have really great skin texture with realistic looking pores. Because our skin is not perfectly smooth, it has a lot of pores and imperfections in it, and when you're creating a prosthetic, if it's just completely smooth, it's not going to blend into your skin really well, and it's going to be obvious that you're wearing a prosthetic. Number 4. Don't use metal tools to clean out your molds or clean off your face casts. If you're cleaning out clay from the inside of your mold, you can scrape the stone and that can break off something. It can literally leave a scrape mark on the stone, and that's going to show up in your final prosthetic or mask, and that's not what you want. Also, don't do it when you're cleaning off your face casts, because then it'll leave a scrape on your face, and that ain't what your face looks like. Unless you have like scrapes on your face. But I would hope that you don't. Number 5 is how to clean your face cast, as in completely clean, like get every single little tiny scrap of clay off of your face cast. I have a face cast right here of my face. It's very creepy, yes. This was made for me in school. It wasn't made for me. We all made face casts of each other. The person that I was partnered up with has hers, and she gave me mine. We worked on each other's to create prosthetics for each other. So this is my face. I have my face. And it's completely dirty because my partner had sculpted something on here and I just scraped it all off so that I can show you guys how to clean it completely off. So this is the before picture. That is so freaking creepy, and it's coming from an FX artist that this is so creepy. She had sculpted a like mask sort of thing, so my entire face is completely covered. So for this, you're going to need a little dish again. You're going to need acetone, which is also known as nail polish remover. You're going to pour it into the little dish, but only a little bit at a time because acetone does evaporate quickly. So you're only going to want to pour out a tiny bit at a time, or else you're going to just waste it all. You're also going to need a chip brush, and as you can see, you're going to dip the chip brush into the acetone and start brushing at the clay. This process will take a long time. These clips are in fast motion, obviously, for the sake of the video, because this is a long, painstaking process, but the results are worth it because you do get a much smoother, cleaner surface to continue another sculpt on. So as I'm doing this, the acetone in my dish is evaporating very quickly, so every once in a while I have to keep on pouring it into my dish little by little because, as I said, it does evaporate very quickly. But I'm dipping my brush in and I'm scraping it against the face cast. What the acetone is doing is basically helping to dissolve the clay off of the stone. And what the chip brush is helping do is scrape the clay off of the stone, and they're both helping each other to get the clay off of the stone, obviously. This is where I use a wooden tool to scrape the rest of the clay off of the face cast. I probably should have started with this step. It probably would have made my life a whole lot easier, but that's okay. And this is where my previous tip to not use metal tools on your face casts comes in handy, because the wood is a lot softer than metal and it will not scrape the face cast. Unless you scrape very, very hard, which I don't recommend doing. But as you can see, my face cast is so much cleaner than it was before. See, I'm lifting it up to the camera and you can see it used to have a bunch of red clay all over the entire face. Now you can't even see where there was any clay. Now I'm just scraping every single last little dot because I'm a perfectionist and I want it to be perfectly clean. It's never going to be exactly perfectly clean, but this will just create an amazing new smooth surface to be able to sculpt on again, so that you can create custom prosthetics of your own. It's so creepy still. And now I'm just going back over it once more with another wash of acetone, because technically that is supposed to be the second step after scraping it with the wooden tool. So I'm just cleaning off any last bit of clay, and then it will be perfectly clean. And the last tip that I have for you guys, I hope this would be obvious because you're working with a bunch of stuff that flies everywhere, it stains your clothes. You're going to want to wear clothes that you either don't like or don't wear anymore. And if you're one of the amazing people of the world who has already donated or given away their clothes that they don't like or don't wear anymore, you can wear an apron. I am obsessed with this apron. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? It's so perfect. If you're working with latex at all, you will learn the hard way to wear clothes that you don't like or don't wear anymore. I have ruined many a clothes from liquid latex or casting latex. I think it's maybe 4 pairs of pants and maybe like 4 or 5 shirts that I have ruined with latex. Well, there you guys go. That is my tips and tricks for special effects makeup. Yeah, the next video is hopefully going to be a tutorial. I'll try. I'll see what I can do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you like this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video for a tutorial. Bye. I look weird. Shh. And I had just rewatched Stranger Things. Shut up. Announcer. I'm good. This is a normal thing to do at 12:49 in the morning. Only normal. I'm seeing the future. I'm gonna die by choking on watermelon. I better stop. I bit the fork. So, the other day, I rewatched the Hannah Montana. Oh my god. I need to zoom out a little bit. That was a big bite, I can't talk after that one. To create a tool to capture the texture, okay, because it can scrape the stone that was because it can scrape your mold, and that's not good. Is that creepy or what?